Clipart stores have the potential to make thousands of dollars a month on Etsy, and I did recently make a video going over several stores that make over 5 figures a month. If you want to check out that video, it will be linked in the description below. But for this video, I wanted to answer a very common question that I constantly get asked, which is how do I make my clip art that I generate in Midjourney 300 DPI in order to sell them on Etsy successfully? So in this video, I'm going to go over my exact process of how I create my clip art without using Photoshop, the easiest way out. I know there are many different ways to create different types of AI images, different ways to upscale them, and different ways to change their DPI. This is simply the process that I use to be able to do it in bulk, and I feel like it's the fastest for me and my team at this point. And be sure to stay to the end to see how I repurpose my clip art in my print-on-demand store and print-on-demand products to make extra money from the work that you've already done with a POD product. So with that, let's go ahead and hop over to Midjourney and I will show you the first step. So the first step to creating a great set of clip art is to come up with a great prompt. I did see on Etsy, as far as Christmas clip art goes, there were a lot of vintage and retro type styles going on. So I wanted to do something with that. I also saw the little mason jar trend, which has been going around for a bit. And there were a few Christmas styles along with a lot of other ones. So I wanted to try some with the little mason jars with the Christmas design in them. This is the prompt that I decided on here. And I did use the brackets where I have all of my different subjects included in there. And if you don't have the higher subscription to Midjourney, which is the $60 one, I don't believe you will be able to generate this amount of subjects all at once. So you will have to do them. I think the max you can do on the lower plan is like 4 or 5, or you can do them individually, or if you upgrade, you can do as many as this at once, if not more. So now that I have generated all of these, my next step is to go through and select the versions that I want to use to get them to the about 1,000 by 1,000 pixels, which is the starting point for the upscaling process. So I have went ahead and downloaded everything that I want to use, which is again at 1,000 by 1,000. I did want to mention, if you do have the bigger subscription of Midjourney, you can upscale these by 4 times. It just will take a very long time and you will have to do this individually, though it is possible to do it in Midjourney. I just don't, because that's not something I can do in bulk. And like I said, it takes a really long time. So now my next step is to move over to my designs, which is going to bulk upscale these and remove the backgrounds of these all at once. So now I am just going to click on upload, and I am just under listings here, and I just click on upload files. And now I will add in all of my little clip arts that I chose and click upload. So now that they have all uploaded, you can see that I have 8 up here, and I'm just going to click on select all, and that will have them all selected. My next step is to go to this all actions tab and click on the remove background. So I'm going to remove background. That is going to put them into this next file slot called new slot. And it is going to cost me it's going to cost 8 credits. So then I'll click continue and those backgrounds will remove in just a few seconds. So now that the background has been removed, you can see in the new slot right here, if I click this, it has like the checkered background, and you can see that it is dark here on the image. And so my next step is to upscale the image. So I will just leave them all selected and click on upscale image. I do upscale mine by 4 times. And so just make sure your new slot is selected so that it chooses the background removed image. And then I just have it into output file slot 3, which is just the next slot. And it will upscale it to 4096 by 4096. This will also cost me 16 credits. So that is one thing to note with my designs, is that you'll have to pay for credits to upscale it, but for me, it's just way worth it to have this all done in bulk in just about 2 minutes per set. So it's just worth it, and the cost of business if you want to get things done quickly. I use this for Tumblr designs as well if I am upscaling a bunch all at once or have designs that will need the background removed. So now you can see that slot 3 is filled out here. So my final step is just to click on all actions again and download as a zip. I will make sure that slot 3 is chosen, and that's the only one. I don't want these other variations, and download as a zip. So that did take about 30 seconds, and I have my zipped folder of 8 files. So I'm just going to click on extract all. And then my next step is to move over to my design software of choice, which is Kittl. So like I've said before, you can definitely move into something like Photoshop. There are a few other AI DPI correctors. I think I haven't used any of them personally. This is just what I use. So this will be pretty much the most simplest way to get them to 300 DPI without having to do a bunch of things in Photoshop that can get kind of tedious. So I'm just going to change my settings, my canvas to by 4000 and 300 DPI, and click create. My images, and I have them all in this folder here. And if you didn't want to use my designs to bulk upscale and remove the background, you definitely could remove the background here in Kittl. I'm just going to show you this one right here. This one has already been upscaled. You will need to upscale it somewhere, so that would be something that you'll have to do in a type of AI upscaler, whether that is my designs or something else, before you bring it in here. But then you can click on AI background remover, and their background remover tool is super fast. It works really, really well. It's just you will need to do this individually for each of your little clip art. So as you can see, that took off the background, and it is ready to be downloaded as a individual PNG. And I will show you how to go ahead and do that now. You'll just click on export and click on download design. It changed it to 36 inches by 10,800. We don't want it that big. No one would need their clip art that big. Even 5,000 by 5,000 is a little bit big, but I just make it that big just so I don't have anyone coming back saying they need it larger. No one who uses clip art for any type of crafting needs it larger than this, so you'll be good to go with that. I will then just have the background remover off, optimize quality, and download as a PNG, which will be download as a transparent PNG. So now you are probably wondering the way to check that you actually have this downloaded. Just because I've been asked this, I don't know what most people are on, whether you're on a PC or a Mac. So I'm just going to show you a way to do it both ways. I will just open it with something like Paint and click on Image Properties. And you can see here that it is 22.1 megabytes and it is 300 dpi. And then you have this down here in pixels. So that is your property settings, or your property dimensions, numbers, whatever you want to call it. So the next step would just be to repeat the process with each of your individual clip arts by adding them in to your canvas. and downloading them each at the 5000 by 5000 pixels, 300 dpi. And then you will want to zip them all into a folder. And for this type of folder, you will need to offer this as a Google Drive link or a Dropbox link in the form of a PDF for your customers on Etsy, just because it will be too large to have them all uploaded and you aren't able to add any more than 5. Another way to use clip art that you generate and kind of multi-purpose them, which is what I do with my print-on-demand store, is to create designs with the clip arts that I've just generated and then apply them towards a print-on-demand product. So what I did in Kittl was I added 3 of jars that I had created and kind of stacked them this way, and then downloaded this once again still as a 5000 by 5000 pixels. And then I am over here in Printify. I'll back up just for one moment, just because I thought that this type of design would look really, really well on a Comfort Colors sweatshirt, which is kind of like a vintage or retro washed type sweatshirt. If you're not familiar with them, they have like a washed look. So I thought the mason jar look would look really cute with them. So I just have that sweatshirt pulled up here, and then I have clicked Start Designing, and I have uploaded that design into my Printify library. I'll just go ahead and add it here again. And once that's added, I will just go ahead and drag it up here just a little bit. And then I will go ahead and preview it just to make sure that it is positioned on the mock-up the way that I want it to be, and then click Save Product to move on from there. I did mock this up on one of my own mock-ups. This is just not a Comfort Color one. This is a gray Gildan one, but just to show you with the type of Christmas background how cute it can look. And I do know that there are lots of Comfort Color ones that have this type of Christmas background that you can find on Etsy. I'm not sure if there are any on Creative Fabrica right now, but you could also offer it on the Gildan sweatshirt as well at a slightly lower price point if you have these types of items in your store. So I hope that you found this helpful and think that it's an easy process versus the Photoshop method, which I know that you can definitely do all of this in Photoshop instead of kind of hopping around. But one thing that it does do is save you a lot of time with the upscaling and the background removing on the My Designs part. And then Kittl is pretty fast as far as uploading them into there and downloading them. If you do want to check out the video about several stores that do make over $30,000 a month, some selling mainly clip art, then be sure to check out that video here, and I will see you all in the next video.